Hi, my name is Earl Vanderhoof, and this is my fresh foods recipe for Pico De Gallo sauce using fennel instead of onion. As you can see, I have orange and yellow peppers. I have vine tomatoes and or Roma tomatoes. I'm going to be dicing all of this up and the size of a 1/4 inch and placing it in my bowl. I also have cilantro because anything for Pico De Gallo has to have cilantro. And we have the pepper. Love the jalapeno. It doesn't always love me. You got to make sure when you're using your jalapeno that you're going to use about a 1/4 inch of this because we're only going to use it for flavor, and you make sure that those seeds come out of there. Now, if you're wanting some really hot stuff, leave them in. I can warn you, it's going to be hot. All right. So since I've touched this jalapeno, we always want to make sure. Step away. Use a little bit of your Germex. Clean your hands. Don't want to get this in your eyes. All right. So when we take the anise, we're going to cut it in half, just like this. Now, as you can see, it's got a root. All right. Now I'm going to cut it like that, and as you can see the base, it pops right out. That's really simple. All right. That's most of the cutting I'm going to do right now because I've already cut up my whole dish for purposes of time. All right. When you use your cilantro, you're only going to want to use a golf ball size, and you're going to want to chop it up pretty fine because you want to make sure that it goes through the whole dish. It takes about 3 hours minimum for this dish to actually wick into itself. Okay, so I like using a plate. It works out really well with this. As you can see, the dish is really colorful. Now, I don't want to go by without saying that I use the kosher salt. We're going to use 2 huge handfuls of this, not handfuls, pinches of this, all right? And stir it up with your hands. Then put it in the refrigerator. Put it in there 3 hours. If you can leave it overnight, it's really good that way. Because the longer it sits, the more flavor gets in. All right, so for purposes of time, I've already done that. All right, now, I've taken a yam and or sweet potato, organic, and I've sliced it up, and I put it in my food dryer, and I've made my own chips, all right? You can also take fresh raw celery, which is really good to use and for dipping. All right, so now as you can tell, I've got the peppers. Now I've cut the tops of these off, and that's what I used, and I chopped up, put it into my dish, all right? And again, that's where you get the orange and yellow coloring. All right, now, after the 3 hours and or overnight, we're going to fill these up. Boy, oh boy, this is amazing, the colors that go involved in here. All right, now, one thing I do want to mention before I'm finished here, filling this up, is that in 3 hours or more, you're going to have a lot of liquid on the base of this. So what you're going to need to do is get a screen type of strainer and actually strain that liquid. You can actually see some of it coming off right there. You can use it as a soup base, you can use it for whatever you want, or just pour it down the drain, whichever. But you want this to be semi-dry so you can actually get the flavors, okay? All right, so again, this is my recipe. So go to www.hotrawchef.com to vote for me. Don't forget, please do it now. That's hotrawchef.com. Get your for the People's Choice vote. And thank you. Vote for me, Earl Vanderhoof. And who says raw food can't be fun?